Hey guys, we're back. Neil, what's up? What are you gonna say?
What's good? We're doing the timing belt, and we gotta get the cam thingy majiggers on there, whatever the fuck they're called.
This cam sprocket thing.
Cam sprocket, yeah. See, I
the
knew that
phasers,
shit.
whatever you want to call them.
Gonna...
So we gotta go one there, one there, one there, one there. I'm gonna walk you through the process of taking off the water pump. You know, tensioner right here. This has to come off. This has to come off. This has to come off. This we can leave on. Technically, you're gonna take it off because you got a seal back there, but I already put them all in, as you can tell. Seals in all the cams and all the crank, and let's get started.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw the spark plugs in. Did not almost drop it, don't worry. We're just gonna thread them right in here.
Hold on. So Neil, what are you doing right now?
I am torquing them to 15 foot-pounds right now.
Okay.
There's 15. 15.1. Exactly 15. Wow, look at that.
Okay, so here's a paper sheet of the torque sequence for both valve covers. I don't know the torque spec. I think it's like 5. I think it's like what I'm seeing is like 6.2 pounds or something like that. So I'm just gonna tighten them down until they stop. Vertigo.
Ow.
But we're just gonna tighten these down, and we're gonna do it by hand here. You just gotta make sure you do it in the right order.
All of my tears fill up a swimming pool. I'm sick of drowning in my...
Okay, so next step is start taking all the timing belt components off. So, okay, so you have to be careful where these pulleys come off of, or these bearings sometimes. You gotta be careful because I believe on this one, there's gonna be a washer on the back that's gonna wanna fall off. Okay, so as you guys saw before, I just got this one off. Break that bad boy loose.
Your heart misses something you want, all or nothing move.
Sometimes they put rubber washers on here. Holds the washer on there. Don't lose that. Even though I'm gonna replace this anyhow because it get worn out and start leaking. Take this one off. No washer. Set that down there. Break this little one loose.
Oh.
Nope, nothing. I just got a little extension on there. So pop that down here. This one here can come off. This one that's coming off right now is you don't want to put this one on until the very last time. Okay, so you got 1 bolt, 2 bolt, 3, 4, 5 down here, and I think that one has to come off too. 6 right here. And then water pump's gonna come off. Also, I'm gonna need to take these 2 hoses off. Some pipe. Boom, there you have it. There's a water pump. Nice and simple. Take some brake clean. Just brake clean this out a little bit. Wipe her down. Just want to give it a little. Okay.
Alrighty, now we have the timing belt kit. Unboxing time.
Neil's gonna walk you through for a little bit of this. What's in here?
They give you some instructions.
Torque specs,
right here.
like
Yep, torque specs and everything right there. You have the water pump here, which is probably going to be the first thing we're going to install. What else do we got in here? We have the tensioner with the pin in it. Yep. Got some new bearings. Also bearings. Then here is the timing belt itself. We should grab the old one and just go ahead and compare them. But yeah, there's a belt. You got tensioners, and
it's got the marks on the belt too. So you do cam,
yep,
and crank.
And we'll show you guys how to do all that. And then, of course, maybe a sticker.
Boom.
So yeah.
So we're gonna finish putting the water pump on and get going with this timing belt.
And 9 foot-pounds. So they're all going to get torqued to 9 foot-pounds. It's going to go A, B, C, D, E, and then F.
Okay, so we got this one. Where's the old bearing, Neil? Down here. It's right here. Make sure that matches. Looks pretty dang close. It actually looks identical, which is good. So take that bolt out, put the bolt through here. This one we already know. It goes right here. New bolt goes in. Okay, so sometimes they won't be the same color. So if you look at this one here, This one's black, this one's red. Just make sure they line up there and basically have the same meeting surface. Not sure if I'm going to take that one off yet to do timing belt, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Make sure they look the same first of all. Look the same. Make sure you count the teeth on there too. Make sure the teeth line up. If the teeth don't line up, don't use it. That's a bad idea. Boom. There's all your pulleys now, other than these ones here. We'll do those ones in a second. Okay, so now we got the paper. We're gonna start torquing down 29 foot-pounds, 29 foot-pounds, 29 foot-pounds, 29 foot-pounds. 2, 3. Okay, so now we need torque spec for that one. Right now, Neil's gonna pop the thermostat in.
Yep. Quick.
Explain that.
Quick thing with the thermostat, you want to make sure this little, whatever this is,
Nipple thing.
Yeah, bleed.
It's basically an air bleed. So if you have that turned around upside down, if there's air in the cooling system, what happens? Air rises, right? So that's why you put that on top of it. So on the bottom, it's just going to constantly overheat. The thermostat's not going to want to open up, and your car's going to keep overheating.
You're going to want to make sure that's just facing the top, just like so, and
push that in there.
Push it in there. Alrighty, guys. We are going to get the cam installed. Here is your top one. You know it's a top one because it has these 3 nubs right here. So you're gonna line a hole. I know there's a bunch of holes in there, but the bigger hole is gonna line up with this stud right here. So we're just gonna slide it on. So that one's on there. Took a little time, but again, you know you're on the cam when you kind of turn it and it just won't turn anymore. So we're gonna spin that down there, kind of line that up, and then move on to the next.
Okay guys, so next step, once you get the timing covers on, kinda, sorta, the rear timing covers behind the cam sprockets, next step's torquing them down. Sequences, doesn't matter which sequence, you do 22 foot-pounds, okay, and then 45 degrees. So we're gonna walk you through that on this first one here. It helps a lot when you have these special tools to hold the sprockets.
Let me get in position.
Makes it work way better. So Eric's on, or Neil's on there. Put that on here. We're gonna torque it to 22 foot-pounds. Hold on. We torque it. Okay. Now 45 degrees. Okay, so now we got it set to 45 degrees. And so let's do that now. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
I hate this.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Wait.
Got it? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go back up.
Okay. All right, now you
got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. There's 45.
I don't like that. Okay.
Good? You can move it. Well, I guess not too much on this way. Okay, so 22 foot-pounds first. Okay, there we go. Hold on. Okay, it's already been at 22. We're gonna go 45 degrees now. Okay, 45 degrees.
Holy shit.
Okay, it equates to like 95 foot-pounds.
Oh, okay.
95.3. That sounds better. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you got cam sprockets on. Oh, hold on. Focus up, camera. Okay, cam sprockets on. Obviously, timing marks needs to line up there. This one needs to be lined up there. You got timing mark here lined up with this cover. These are all new bearings on here. This one's torqued. This one's not quite yet, as you can tell. Anyways, we're gonna get the belt on here and get this thing going. What Neil has in his hand is the timing belt. As you can tell, you got markers here. There's gonna be one in the middle, 2 on the sides. That's cam. That's a crank. Another cam right there. So they're talking about your top 2 cams, boom and boom, and then your crank. So you need to make sure those lines are lined up here. So at TDC on the cam, on the crank, and a TDC on this one. These cams on this side don't like to stay still, so if I was to twist this, it's gonna want a slingshot, which is fine. Just don't grab this because it will cut the absolute shit out of you, especially this bottom one. That's just straight up a knife. So we're gonna put you guys down and walk you through the process of putting a time belt on. Okay, so first things first, obviously come over here, line up, crank with crank. Okay, you're gonna come under the timing under this tensioner, crank with crank, the cranky crank under there up to this cam here, which we may have to twist a little bit. Nope, see, that lines up perfectly. Okay, so as you guys see, line on the cam goes boom, boom. Line on this cam goes here and there. Okay, so that's good. That's not on there on the way. Crank with the line there. And then we're working on this side right here. These two cams like to twist, so you gotta be careful. There you go. Okay, just hold it like that. Well, I do the rest, I guess. Okay, so around the water pump like so. Oops. That's fine like that. And last pulley has to go on like right there. So I think that's going on there. So as you can see, this is off here like this. You want to hold this thing up so you're not stripping threads in this block, because if you do that, then that really sucks.
No bueno.
And that one is 29 foot-pounds, so let's torque her down. Okay, so now, as you guys can see, we have the timing belt on. Now before you pull the pin, you always got to check your TDC marks. That looks good and lined up with that. Come down here. Those two look good. Okay, it's really bright. Okay, so these two marks look good. They look a little bit off, but that's fine, because if you go a whole tooth, they're going to be way off. If you go whole tooth this way, whole tooth this way, the marks are not going to be lined up at all. So you judgment off that. That's lined up perfectly. Lined up with that little gash right there. See, crank is lined up with the line on the belt, and then lined up with that dot right there. Same thing over here. Cam, boom, boom, and then down here, cam with the lip, and these two again look pretty lined up. And so, as of now, make sure the belt looks like it's all on everything. It's not being funky. Make sure they're all the teeth are in the grooves here. And then this little pin right here, you gotta pull fast so don't get halfway stuck, because if it gets halfway stuck, you basically gotta pull the belt off and it sucks. So I'm gonna have Neil record this tensioner thing. Ready? There we go. Now you got tension on it. This is what you call an auto tensioner. So your belt looks to be pretty tight. So now all we gotta do is, we have a special socket for this. Sometimes you can just use the old crank pulley bolt, put it on there, and we're gonna spin it and make sure your TDC marks still line up. What's gonna happen when you spin this though, these marks on the cams, all those marks are not gonna line up anymore. Don't worry, that's normal. The only thing that matters is that your pulley marks line up with the TDCs. So I'll show you guys how to do that right now. It's clockwise, not counterclockwise like a Honda Civic. Don't spin it clockwise, guys. You're gonna skip time and mess things up. You get that special socket with the divot in there. You can get this on like Amazon for like 30 bucks. You pop it right here over the crank, and we're gonna do one whole rotation. Make sure it's smooth. Nothing feels like it's biting or anything. Line the crank up as best you can. That's perfectly TDC. So look here, white mark still lined up, that's good. White mark still lined up, that's good. Those two are almost perfect, actually. These two, see, if you come over here and look at these two, it's not, the two marks are not actually lined up. But if we went a whole tooth this way, they'd be way off. And we went a whole tooth this way, they'd also be way off. So that's as good as it's gonna get. This one's lined up perfectly, and this one's lined up almost perfectly. I can't tell from the angle. Almost perfectly. So there you go, guys. That's how you do a timing belt. Next step is put the timing cover on. So
Timing belt is
Hold
on.
on, we're probably talking way too loud. We need to like.
Timing belt.
Okay, so our timing belt's on, timing cover's on. We had to take the covers off like 3 or 4 times because
We forgot some things. Honestly, probably throughout this whole fucking build, we probably forgot some things.
yeah, we'll see what happens when we start it. Hopefully it starts okay.
Should probably go through and
we'll see.
double check everything. That's why it's important you label all your bolts and keep a nice, clean, organized work area so you know.
That's overrated, guys. Trust me. But anyways, that's gonna do it for the timing belt video. Tomorrow, I'm not sure if we're gonna be recording it, but we're gonna be putting the engine back in. It's a whole process. Maybe we'll just do a video because that's hopefully you guys enjoy that. But anyways, subscribe, like, drop a comment if you guys have any questions. If you have any questions about anything, drop a comment. Let me know, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Other than that, guys, we'll see you guys in the next video. Yeah. Thanks, guys.